Happy Spring. It's the second week in a row that I started with Happy Spring, and this is the second video of kind of a two-part series that I'm doing on the Spring Equinox. Now, I'd like to think that this video stands on its own, so if you haven't seen the first one, you can still enjoy this. If you do want to go back to the first one, you can go into my website at naturalwayofbeing.com, or you can go back in your email feed or whatever you do, and I did it a week ago. And so the first video was about at the spring, well, let me just talk a little bit about the spring equinox again. So the spring equinox, in my tradition, in my kind of, shamanic tradition, and then the medicine wheel is kind of the guidepost, the way that I like to talk about this stuff. And so it's in the east. The springtime is in the east in the medicine wheel. And as I spoke about last week, it's where we create our new life. Okay, and it is a dynamic time. It's like we are creating our new life. This is not a passive thing. Moving into the medicine wheel, we're intentionally creating a new life. And so that is kind of the thing, the milepost, the thing we're really after here in the spring. Now, last week we did some stuff on receiving our vision. Why? Because if we're going to create something with life, with spirit, we have to understand, like, what do we want to create? Okay, now we may have some ideas of what our mind wants to create, and that's fine. We get to create that. But it's also nice to do some listening and some receiving, and to receive some vision from deep inside of ourselves, or from spirit, from life, about where I'm at and what would be the next cool thing to create, or the next cool things to create in my life. So last week, I talked about meditation and listening to our dreams and spiritual inquiry, and what I'm drawn to and what's coming to us. And these are ways to receive information and receive our vision, if you will. So now this week is phase 2, where that was the more receiving. This is going to be the intention, and this is going to be more the offering, and more that masculine yang. I'm going to offer something, And so last week, the things we received are going to create content for us to offer. But before we even get into that, I want to talk a little bit more about intention and how it works on the medicine wheel. So an intention, when we offer our intention, okay, it creates a partnership with life. Okay, it creates a partnership with spirit. So it's just like saying, so when we offer intention, it's saying life, spirit, God, universe, whatever you are a part of, whatever your beliefs are. It's like saying, let's partner up and create this together. It's saying, spirit, I want to create this. Help me create this. Partner with me in the creation of these new things. And that's what offering intention is, what initiates that. It's saying, I'm willing to show up and create it, and I'm not going to waste your time, spirit. I'm going to be here, and I'm focused, and I want to create something new. So create it with me. And so that's what an intention does. It's saying, let's create this together, And so, so that's a little bit about how intention works in terms of the medicine wheel. So then the big question is, it's like, what do we want to create? And so what we can do is I talked about meditations and vision quest and doing shamanic journeys, and maybe you saw some things. Maybe you had a picture. Maybe you had a vision of an eagle soaring. I talked about last week how I've been resonating with the whale and that vibration, that the sounds the whale makes and the way it hears vibrations, and how the music, and that's like a real thing for me right now. So that's part of my vision, as I shared last week. Maybe it's, whatever it is that you, maybe it's a new spirit guide, or maybe, you're drawn to living in a new place, or maybe you're drawn to the ocean, or being up in the mountains, or, and so there's these visions that you could have received. The inquiries, like what's important to you, what are you drawn to, what has been coming to you, what have you been dreaming about, what is it, what are you passionate about, and what do you want to create? So there's this process of taking the vision, taking the information, and kind of boiling it down and refining it into a clear intention. Or it doesn't have to be just one. We can create more than one thing. But it's like taking all this information and boiling it, and then saying that this is what I want to create. And so then then we're offering that to life and saying, okay, this is what I've decided to create. It's a very deliberate thing. It's not passive. It's like saying, life, of all the things that I could create this year, I want to create this with you. I'm committing to this. I'm taking my resources and my focus and my intention, and it's like, I'm putting my eggs in this basket, and I want to create this. It could be relationship. It could be a new career. It could be, whatever it is you want to create. It could be being part of a community, and it could be aspects of yourself. It could be your intuition. I was talking about those expressive, the music, that vibration. It's like, it could be a lot of different things. And then it's just saying there, and it's sitting down, and that's what we do in ceremony, but you can create your own ceremony. You can sit out in your backyard, or go out in nature and, light a little sage or whatever, and sit down and just say, I would like to create a new relationship, or I would like to find my spiritual community, because that is so important to me right now. Or it's like and so then it's just sitting down and it's offering that, and offering it, like, and being willing to commit to it. An intention has a level of commitment to it. Okay, you're saying for the next year or so, it could even be longer, for the next while in my life, I am willing to work on this. And there's going to be this back and forth that goes on with life. Like, we offer the intention, we receive, a doorway will open and a new thing will come. And then we get that and we add that into our basket. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to offer this intention. And there's this back and forth. This could go on for, the whole year as we move around the medicine wheel. Some intentions take longer than that, or maybe it doesn't take that long. But it's a commitment. It's saying that I'm willing to breathe life into this. I'm willing to work with this. I'm willing to look at my fears about what my resistance is to creating this, what my blocks are. So a lot of times what happens, we start creating something and we run into a block. So it's just saying, I'm willing to work through my block, or my blocks, maybe. If you're like me, there are more than one. And it's like, I'm willing to do that, and because I'm going to create this. And it may come in a different form than I want. And I do want to talk just a little bit about form. Is like, at first, your vision may not have form. It just may be, I want to have a spiritual community. It might not have where it's going to be, who it's going to be with, the relationship. I want a new relationship that has these qualities. I want, companionship, and I want collaboration, and I want passion, and I want I want trust and honesty. I want to have an honest relationship. So it has the qualities. Intentions have qualities, okay, but they may not have form yet. They may not have, like, it's going to be this person. That is to be determined. First of all, with the intention, the best intention has no form. It has the qualities. It has the substance of what I want, but it can come in different forms. And so that's just something I wanted to say. So it's just saying, this is what I want. These are the qualities I want in that thing. And I'm offering this to you, Spirit. I'm offering it. You can offer it in the form of a prayer or an intention. You can do a ceremony, whatever it might be, but do something down to the ocean and offer it, or put a little stick and let it float away on a stream, or, whatever, or offer a prayer, or do some smudge and have the smoke go up and be your intention, whatever that might be. Offer some tobacco. Is the way that native people would do that. That's an intention. They're offering a tobacco. They do tobacco ties. There's a lot of ways to do it, but the essence of it is like, I would like to create this with you. Spirit, life, God, universe. I would like to create this with you. And then once we say that, and we say it and we mean it from our heart, that begins the journey. We've entered the medicine wheel and we've begun a journey. And now it's just a matter of time and lessons and other things, process to unfold those things. And life will start working with you to unfold your intention, your dream, and your new life. So anyway, that is my video for this week. Happy spring once again. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me. If there's ways to get a hold of me on my website or my email or whatever else. But this is the cool stuff, and this is the way that you can create your life, and you're creating it with life, But you choose what you want in your life, and then life will support you in unfolding that. And I will see you in a week.